The Summer I Turned Pretty Season 3 Episode 4 gave me hope again. For now, it's just from Conrad's side, but the sparks between him and Belly have started to fly again. And honestly, my jaw dropped at that final scene. The fact that Conrad's feelings for Belly are still alive, even while she and Jeremiah are so happy together, is incredibly sweet. And even though it clearly hurts him, it looks like he's supporting their marriage. But is he really? Did he really accept being the best man at his brother's wedding, even though his brother is marrying the girl he still loves, despite all the pain? I know you're just as curious as I am and probably have some amazing theories, so drop them in the comments and let's see if we're all feeling the same way about Belly and Conrad's future. If you're ready, let's dive into the sweet surprises waiting in episode 5 and the wild scenes that drove us all crazy in episode 4. The biggest obstacle, Laurel. Let's start with what I'm sure you'll agree is the biggest obstacle to Belly and Jeremiah's wedding, Belly's relationship with her mom, Laurel. Ever since Laurel found out about the engagement, she's been furious. And honestly, it doesn't look like things will be patched up between her and Belly anytime soon. And to be fair, I kind of agree with Laurel. Just like she said, I think Steven's accident pushed Belly and Jeremiah to take things more seriously than they were ready for, and getting married right now might be one of the worst decisions they could make. Plus, Laurel still doesn't know that Belly and Jeremiah originally broke up because Jeremiah was with another girl, and how heartbroken Belly was because of it. If she knew that, I'm sure she'd be even more against the marriage, realizing how shaky their relationship foundation really is. But even without knowing that, she still has a point. Belly against Laurel. Even though Belly knows her mom might be right, she keeps showing her that she's not backing down from this marriage. But at the same time, I feel like Belly secretly understands her. In episode 4, she really missed her mom's presence. Remember when she went dress shopping with Taylor and how badly she wanted her mom to be there? I never thought Belly would be that sad picking out a wedding dress, but I totally get the disappointment of not having someone who's always been there for your big moments. And what made it worse was that picking the dress reminded her of those sweet moments with her mom and Susanna during the debutante ball. Those little arguments like, that dress is too much, not you at all, and Susanna backing her up. I'm almost certain Belly misses those times. In the end, she chose a dress her mom would probably love. Maybe that's a sign she still cares about what Laurel thinks deep down, or maybe she just picked what looked good on her. What do you think? Either way, there is one moment where Belly didn't show any of those feelings. Belly runs away from home. When Jeremiah came home with a flower meant for Laurel as part of Belly's birthday, I thought it was a great step toward gaining Laurel's approval. I mean, when has Laurel ever said no to Jeremiah? But things took a totally different turn. Instead of approval, Belly got into such a huge fight with her mom over the wedding that she ended up running away. And honestly, I think Belly was clearly in the wrong here. Neither of them has a stable job to support a marriage. Belly had a part-time job but had to quit when they went back to cousins, and Jeremiah is interning with his dad and honestly doesn't seem great at it. So while they're having fun at the beach and pool, and yeah, I admit they do look genuinely happy together, they still need real jobs and a bit more maturity to make a marriage work. Do you really think they'll go through with the wedding? And do you think they can actually make it work? Let me know in the comments, because now it's time to move on to the next big obstacle, Conrad as a mess. After losing the job he was so excited about because he was distracted thinking about Steven's accident and how much it hurt Belly, we saw Conrad suddenly back at Cousins. This season, I honestly feel really bad for him. Everything in his life is falling apart because he's still deeply in love with Belly. It even got to the point where he hinted to Jeremiah that maybe they should rethink the wedding. But you could also see how torn and unsure he was while saying it. When he saw how happy Belly and Jeremiah were despite everything, and after getting another job offer through Agnes, he decided to leave Cousins. But in that final scene of the episode, we learned whether he'd really leave everything behind or leave Belly. Before we talk about that emotional scene, I have to mention the new love triangle brewing. Then we'll get to the real drama in the main one we all care about. Taylor-Steven-Denise love triangle. I know how much you want to see Taylor and Steven back together, and honestly, just thinking about them makes me smile. Taylor's got this wild energy, and Steven's grown into a really mature guy. They balance each other out perfectly, but right now, things are a bit off between them. Steven pulling away after the accident was super sad, even though it's clear he still cares. And Taylor, I think she still has feelings too, but since Steven distanced himself once, she doesn't want to give him another chance and has kind of cut him out for now. So with Taylor keeping her distance, Steven seems more open to a possible relationship with Denise, his co-worker. They've already started to flirt a bit. Honestly, I think Steven and Denise could make a good match too, but I don't think either of them is the other's dream person. We'll talk more about what might happen with this triangle in a bit, but now let's get to that unforgettable scene at the end of episode 4. The ending. At the end of the episode, just as Conrad was about to leave, he saw Belly crying. And when she finally stopped and came downstairs, guess who was still there? Conrad. He didn't leave, he stayed for Belly. Honestly, the second I saw Belly crying, I knew Conrad wasn't going anywhere. He would never leave her like that. And just think about what he gave up. He turned down the job Agnes found for him and agreed to be Jeremiah's second best man. He's literally gonna stand next to his brother while he marries the girl he's madly in love with. That's not just sacrifice, it shows how deeply he cares about Belly. When he baked her that birthday cake, it reminded me so much of that scene with Jeremiah picking her favorite snack at the gas station and that infinity necklace Conrad gave her for her birthday. Those little moments show how well Conrad knows her and how thoughtful he is. And Belly felt that too. You could see how happy she was when she saw the cake and heard he agreed to be the best man. So why did he end up regretting it? Let's take a look at what might happen in episode 5. Episode 5. I don't think Conrad fully regrets his choice. I think he's just nervous that falling for Belly all over again is gonna mess everything up, especially with her marrying his brother. And honestly, he's right. Things are gonna get messy. Since Conrad's staying at the house and Jeremiah is busy with his internship, we're definitely gonna see Belly and Conrad spending more time alone together. As we saw in the season 3 trailer, that time is gonna bring them closer. With Conrad being so thoughtful and sweet, there's no way Belly won't start thinking about the past. I'm betting we'll see them swimming together, going on errands, and most importantly, working on wedding stuff side by side. And let's be real, if Belly's doing all the wedding prep with Conrad, how can she not start wondering, what if I was marrying him instead of Jeremiah? I think we'll see Belly caught in a dilemma in the next episode. On one hand, Conrad's being super helpful and kind. On the other hand, there will probably be tension between her and Jeremiah. You're probably thinking, but Belly and Jeremiah are so happy. Why would they argue? Well, here's why. Jeremiah probably thought Conrad was leaving, so he didn't expect them to spend much time together. But now that he knows Conrad stayed, he's gonna feel uneasy, worried that Belly and Conrad might reconnect. I think we'll see his jealousy come out, and even over the phone. He might say something like, "You're marrying me, why are you planning the wedding with Conrad?" Plus, Jeremiah's internship seems to be getting harder and he already doesn't seem very good at it. I think that pressure is gonna spill over into his relationship with Belly and they'll start to drift apart. Meanwhile, Belly and Conrad will get even closer, but I do think things will calm down again between Jeremiah and Belly, at least for now. And as promised, here's what I think might happen next in the Taylor-Steven-Denise triangle. Right now, Taylor's busy trying to help her mom with money stuff, so I don't think she'll have much time for Steven. That's why I think we'll see things heating up between Steven and Denise. They've already had some flirty moments, and I think they'll officially start dating. But eventually, I think their strong personalities will lead to some clashes. Still, for now, I expect we'll see them in the early stages of a sweet, playful relationship. If you want to watch a video about a show that is also about a girl who can't choose between two brothers, check out this video.